Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking about some of my cube preferences to help on reviews or something like that, just to share, but I'm just going to go over what I prefer and what I look for in cubes, mainly 3x3, but other things also. Just my overall general preferences, what I like in cubes, what I don't like in cubes. So I'll just go right into it. I'll start off with kind of mechanical stuff, lube and tensions. So for tensions, I actually like a kind of tight tension compared to what I've seen. Not super tight, kind of in between moderate and tight, or maybe closer to moderate. It really depends on what your spectrum is, what you consider tight or not tight. But for most people, it seems that my cubes are really tight to them, so I guess I like tight tensions. And I believe the reason I like tighter tensions is it gives me more control over the cube. Everything's just not going all over the place and popping. I definitely don't like popping either. So I usually keep my cubes with tighter tensions. So lubrication wise, I usually just use Lubix, but I'll basically use whatever will work best in the cube. So I found that Rubix plastic responds well to Jigaloo, or at least in the 4x4 or whatever, so I put Jigaloo in that, and that's actually super smooth, even though, I mean, the Rubix 4x4 is not good. But, you know, whatever will give me the least amount of resistance. Now, getting into more cube-wise things versus just personal preferences in tension and lube, I definitely like controllable and feedback in my cubes. So controllability and feedback. So what I mean by that is controllability is basically not going all over the place, which you can kind of control on a fast cube by tensions and maybe a thicker lube or whatever, but something like a Guhong is super fast, and it just it's just too fast, kind of like just really smooth, and the layers just go all over the place too much for me, so I can't handle that cube. And feedback, it's kind of like clicking, basically. This is why I use my Zanchi, because I can feel exactly what's going on in the cube, and I really like that about it. Gives me a good sense of control. I can give a counter example of that. This specific C4, at least, everything just feels kind of soft. Like when I cut corners with it, I don't really feel anything. It just kind of goes right through it, which you'd think would be a good thing, but I actually don't like that because I can't feel like any response. So it just makes it kind of detached, I guess. Feel like not part of me, kind of. Just basically, I can't really read it, you could say, or feel it as well as my Zanchi, because my Zanchi like clicks at the very slightest corner cut or something. So it just allows me to really feel it. So it gives good feedback. Definitely another thing in controllability is my 5x5. Now I use a VCube 5 because compared to Shengshao, the Shengshaos, wherever you go, it's just kind of smooth and there's no difference in feel whatsoever. And also the layers, there's 5 layers to deal with, and they all just kind of drift, in my opinion, on the ones that I felt, and I don't like that. So that's why I use V-Cubes, even though most people say they're slower, but they give me much greater control, therefore speed, actually. And as you can hear, there's a ton of clicking, so plenty of feedback for me, which of course I like. So there's another example of my preferences for controllability and feedback. So, honestly, that kind of sums it up mostly. One more thing is, I also don't like the feel of cubes with a lot of surface area of resistance. So, say just a Rubik's Cube has a lot of surface area. Even if it's really well lubed and really fast, I just don't like that feel of having all that surface area rubbing. Just kind of doesn't feel natural to me. Just not what I like. So I can't really, I don't really like that too much on my cubes. So with the Zanchi, there's all sorts of things to lower the amount of surface area and the rubbing. So that's why I use it. So that's pretty much it. That's the last thing. So those are my general cube preferences, what I look for in cubes. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.